Chris Rife here at Hasbro from the Star Wars team. You've seen me online, we've talked before, but wanted to do something special for you since Razor Crests are shipping any second now. You might already have them, depending on when you watch this video, but we are recording it in advance to give you a little sneak peek at what you're gonna get in the mail. So what we're talking about, what's gonna show up is this. So here's how you're gonna get it. It's gonna come in a box like this. We'll get right into it, give you a quick unboxing of what this thing looks like. So you can see all the goodies and get a look at it with me in real time here. So just working my way through this thing, hack away here. All right, so your first look will be at the Razor Crest in there. Seems like a good way to get it out. There we go. All right, so Razor Crest. This is awesome. So it's a quick look at the box here. So I've got lots of these detail shots. I think you've seen these things online before. So just in our close-up photos, but lots of great stuff to appreciate on here. Really cool vintage style art on the back. Some of the great character stuff. So let's pop into this thing. So there we go. So little instruction sheet out of the back. I'll show you a little bit of things saying don't choke on stuff, I think is what just fell out there. But so just a quick summary of all the little parts that pop off, all that sort of stuff. We'll put that here on the table. So get this thing open. So inside, nice and tight. Right, so there you're seeing where the stand is stored on the back of the styrofoam. Set that over there. So there's your styrofoam. On the top, we've got the 3 landing gear, and we've got 2 of the carbonite blocks. Get those carbonite blocks out here. So the mithril, rhodium, some landing gear going on. So we'll get you some close-up shots of this stuff that we can insert in here. So maybe you're looking at those now while I'm talking, babbling away. But cut around here. We are shooting for no blood in this video. All right, there we go. Look at that. All right, so nice little tray there. I'm just gonna store that guy over there. So here's a quick look at how it's laid out inside. So you've got your 2 big engines, the main ship, some stand parts, a couple more of the blocks, your Mandalorian figure, big front cannons, the 2 figures on cards here, so pull those out, give you a look, a little more packing. So there's that great Jawa figure, put him over here. Little Grogu with his cool vacuum metallized pram. Yeah, nice. Let's see what else. All right, here's the 2 other carbonite blocks that we see in the show. There's Mando and his little baggie here. Pop him out. So in here, you're gonna have Mando with his cape and a little sleeve of his blasters and rocket pack. So little blasters, little rocket pack, and then that soft goods cape so you can sit down inside your Razor Crest. So let's see. All right, let's get some stand parts out here. These are, we'll assemble that here in a minute. Let's let's get to the good stuff though. So tear down here into the Razor Crest. So it's all nested in here just as one big piece, but all wrapped up in this paper. So if I take this off, take a look down in there. So it's the whole thing all together, ready to pull out. So I think what we're gonna do first, I'm gonna push this over here and pull this out. So it just lifts right out of that, but good to go straight like that. Flip it upside down, and I think we're gonna put the landing gear in it first so we can work around it. So open up some landing gear areas here, pop this in, same back here. Man, every time I look at this thing, I worked on it for months and months. And every time I look at it, I see little details that I've forgotten about. So, all right, there's that guy. Let's see, pull a couple of the blasters out of here, big front cannons. They'll just pop in the front there like that. Now another thing over here in the styrofoam is your little baggie of bags and blasters for the weapons closet. So just sprinkle all that out there. Lots of little tiny things, so be careful. There's the little tiny thermal detonators. So lots of chances for little tiny bits and pieces to get lost, like that one that I almost missed in the bag. So just be careful there, but everything's in there, all your different bags to decorate the inside of the cargo hold. And then the two engines, they're just on these big pods in their own little compartments over here. So they just come out. All the removable panels are already on them, so we'll explore that, take those off here in a minute, but that'll just pop in like that. And these are, you can remove these. It can be a little finicky to pull them out, but they're designed to be removable, reinstallable. So if you really want to display a totally beat up Razor Crest, you can do that. Put that one in there. All right, so that is the ship out of the box. Last thing we have to get out of the styrofoam here, the base for the stand. So you can see that down here. It's on the bottom, stored in its own little compartment. So pull that out. So got the nice logo on there. And for this thing, twist this guy around for a second. So for this, the two different stand bits, they can only go in one hole. So this one won't fit in the wrong hole. So there's no worry about you guys getting that wrong. Give them a good press down in there. There's a little snap, so kind of a good click down in. Stand's ready to go. We'll take the landing gear off here in a little bit and show you what it looks like on there, but that is one of my favorite additions we did to this thing. I've got one sitting on the coffee table at my house, and I smile every time I walk by it. So, but let's get into the ship a little bit. So this thing, obviously, it is a beast. So much detail all over the place. I mean, look at this thing. So, like I said, every time I look at this, there's little things I remember from the development phases of this. Adding little things. So here, we can pop off panels. So just run through and pop off everything we can. So you can get a good look at how it all comes apart. So if we pull top off of the escape pod comes out of there. That can open up. So store your figure in there. There's all that great detail down in there, all weathered, all nasty. It's fantastic. Top the whole top off. On the back side there are where your carbonite blocks can snap into these little hangers, so they'll click in like that, and then you can slide them around, store them off on the side. Play with that a little bit more. Other panels, so I'll just pop stuff off. So we get this shoulder area. We've got this area here that I am having a hard time getting off. There we go. So top back there, so some nice engine detail down in that. Then, of course, engine pieces come off. So, you know, I've all got the nice like dark interior color, but then all painted and silvered outside. There's 2 of those on each engine. So you can do that. Get this big pile of parts. Let's see what else. Oh, we've got this guy back here. My fingernails have been chewed off, but back panel pulls out. Then you've got the little hidden blaster on the back side there. It's fun that way. We can pop off the entire side here, which is fun. So that's got all that great detail inside. So some bags already attached, but then there's all these hooks so you can hang bags and kind of arrange things wherever you want in here. Some of that going on both sides. And because the ship changes so much in the show. So got a little bit of that going on. Let's see. Pop open this. So your ramp comes down and then the front of it pulls out. The big cannons can pivot if you want to do that. It's helpful for pivoting this one to get in here and pop out this front removable panel. So that gives some nice more torn apart play. Let's see, the other side of the ship, we spin her around. We've got all sorts of panels that pop out over here too. So that little guy, some of the inside wall comes with it. Let's see what else. We've got a couple more over here. Yeah. I'm cheating using a tool, but they all have little fingered nooks in them to be able to pull these things out. So that all comes out. So let's see what else we got. The cockpit cover comes off. Is that it? Oh, we got the back that opens up. So there it is, just kind of all in pieces, torn apart. So there's your, move these out of the way. So like in some of the packaging shots, like there's the whole debris field of stuff your Jawas can carry off. Lots of fun that way. So a good shot of it. But so all sorts of ways to get in here. You've got, this one's a little hard to see. We might do a pickup shot for you, but there's the little freezing chamber in there. You can drop your blocks in there, seal them up. You've got back up in here, like you can see in some of the shots, there's the refresher. I think that's probably the first time we've put a space toilet in a toy, which is, I love it. There's the little weapons locker is in here. So again, we'll probably do some pickups so you can see some details. But each one of these blasters has a place to go in there. And I believe we even have, there's a little guide chart here to show you kind of where they all were in the show, how they all line up. There's little pegs to grab inside the trigger guards and everything else, so you can hang all those blasters in there. Then over in the corner, there's the little sleeping quarters, which is hard for me to see and talk and do all this at once. So there's the little sleeping quarters back in here. Again, we'll get you some close-ups of that. But you stick your little Grogu figure back in there. There's a little hidden compartment down there to store some stuff in. Hide out from people if you can fold yourself up that small. But so there's the ship. Like that's all its bits and bobs and pieces. There's a lot of stuff. So super excited for everybody to really get in and do this for themselves. We'll give you some close-ups of the cockpit. It is just rich with detail in there. We did so much stuff to try and fill this out. Little things like you'll notice the little knob is missing from the lever in the cockpit, but Grogu has that in his little hand. So you can see even the little tiny threads we put on that thing. Lots of little fun. Let's see what else we got going on here. I think that's kind of largely the detail and big picture stuff on the ship. So kind of quickly go back through, put this thing back together, show you how that all goes. So, losing some bags. I don't think we talked about it. There are the cargo nets inside too. Those can move back and forth, move around, plug in wherever you want them. Let's see this guy. So all of the, oh, that's this side. All the panels for the engines and everywhere else, they're kind of specifically shaped for their locations. So if you don't get it in the right spot the first time, you'll know because the shape of the panel doesn't quite fit where you're going. But generally they all just pop in. Top here. And if you look at them, most of them have these little tabs on them. So there'll be little tabs and you kind of put the tabs in first. So like on this piece, those tabs are here. Put those in and then rotate the thing down and then kind of press it till it clicks into place. Same here, this shoulder panel, got little tabs in a couple spots. So put those tabs in, push down, all kind of clicks in place. Put this back together. Let's see this guy. All this. So, and it's one of the things I loved about this is we're just able to put in so much little hand play, things to do when you had this. So many little pieces and ways to explore. Like I said, there's still things that I'm relearning about it because it's been a while since I dove into it like this. But it is rich with detail, and you'll see. I think you'll explore it, and like even on the insides of all these pop-off panels, there are little details and stuff we added in there just to give some kind of rich depth to the stuff. So you'll see piping details and all sorts of things. If I turn this around while I'm doing these, you'll see there's little, I don't know, motivators, and I think if you've watched episode 5 of the Book of Fett, they were throwing around a lot of in-universe slang for different engine parts. You can probably find all those things in here if you're lucky. Let's see, what else? Okay, we got canopy cover. So this one, canopy cover. I know I'm jumping around, but this thing's exciting, builds up my energy. So canopy cover again, tab in the back, kind of put that back there, click that down. Sometimes if you don't get it in quite right, you'll get a side that'll pop up. So a lot of times just putting a couple fingers back there and holding the edges in to get it to seat down in well, that'll go good. And then the back, biggest panel with tabs ever. So got those couple tabs there. You can see even along the sides and stuff here, all these surfaces, anything that got exposed, we tried to add rich little details to. So there's all sorts of stuff like that to explore and play with. Put that in here, and this one clicks down in. And again, to get that one off, there's this big button right here. That releases this major top piece. That's the only one that really has a big release button for it. But because that was such a big piece, we wanted to make sure that was good and secure. Let's see, so that's kind of the ship sitting there, nice and pretty. All the graphics, all the deco on it, it's thick with weathering and dirt. It's really showing its life. I love it. Let's see, what else we want to do? Oh, well, here, we can put it on the stand. So it's good and sturdy, so you can pick it up, toss it around a little bit, flip it over here, and it'll support itself fine. You can wiggle and pull the gear out. They've got a little snap in there to make sure they stay in good and solid. So do that. We'll pop out, fold up the gear doors, pull that out. Same there, front gear. Close that up. And then if you look at the bottom here, there's this little arched slot in the bottom. And we've got this section here on the base. So that little arched section is going to fit down over top of that to really help secure the ship on that. So if I come down, do that. And then we've got ship in flight. So display it with your engines together, apart. I'll just, again, we'll do some nice sitting it still fly around shots with the camera that we can cut in at the end. Give you some nice beauty shots on this, but really great stand. Like I said, I love the stand just because it transforms this piece into a really nice display. So even when you're not engaged with it and in there with your hands playing with figures and features, you can really sit it there and appreciate it. Let's see, so cockpit. Like I said, Mando with his cape, he's designed so that you can take him and get him all seated down in there, and instead of having the molded cape where he wouldn't be able to sit in a cockpit, he's got that soft goods cape. So you can get him all in his right seated position down in there. Open up our little Grogu here. So be a little careful with him. He's got his little soup bowl in here as well. It's taped in so it won't just fall out, but just don't forget you've got that in there as well. In his pram comes on its little stand. So it's got a couple little inserts in here just to hold pieces in place. Little plastic thing. But you can take him. This is the craziest scale difference ever. So tiny little Grogu and ride around in his pram, but pram cover. We've got our off-world Orvala 7th Jawa here. So I'll stand him up. He's got that, but he comes with his kukri knife and his a couple little Suka eggs, one open, blasters. So have him running off over here with some landing gear maybe. But let's see what else. We've got this little container that in one of the episodes, you see it just sitting in the cargo hold, but then Mando ends up modifying it once a pram is lost. So you can actually take your little Grogu and stick him in there. And it's designed so that you can take the stand from the pram and pop that up into the bottom. So if you want to recreate that scene with that flying around, you can even do that. Fun little feature. There's also a scene in the show where Grogu is sitting in that pram, in the seat behind Mando, so we can do all that sort of stuff too. What else? There's great places like stash your little rocket pack inside and some of those little hidden compartments. Like I said, all the blasters are designed to all fit and store in the weapons locker where they were in the show. So there's a huge armory of stuff there. Everything from the blaster that Cara pulls out, a bunch of other ones that got reused in other scenes in the show. So you can find some of these in the hands of other characters, but a lot of them are very unique to the Razor Crest. So let's see. Other fun things. Let's see, what am I forgetting? We've got things like the transparent bits of the engine. So even sitting there in light like this, sitting on a desk, you kind of get a sense of the glow coming out of those. Man, just so much fun stuff. I want to spend days talking to you guys, but you're going to have them in no time. So I'm really excited to see what everybody does with the Razor Crest. I want to see photos. Please post photos. Send them to Pulse. Just have fun. Like, it's a toy. We love it, and I spent so much time working on this thing with the team. We all are close to this thing and really love how it turned out. So super happy, and hope you guys will enjoy them as well. Somebody make Razor Crest noises.